Welcome to my channel. Today we learn English with an amazing story of courage, danger, power, and strong will. This is not just the story of a president. This is the story of a sick boy who was told he might never be strong, but who decided to change his own destiny. Stay with me, because this story will surprise you, inspire you, and help you learn powerful English in a simple and clear way. Imagine a child who could not breathe properly, a child who was weak, thin, and afraid of the dark. Now imagine that same child growing up to ride horses in the Wild West, fight in a real war, hunt wild animals in Africa, and become one of the boldest leaders in American history. How did that happen? What made him so strong? And why do many people still call him one of the most fearless presidents of the United States? This is the story of Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States, a man who believed in action, bravery, and living life with full energy. His life teaches us that weakness does not decide your future. Your decisions do. Theodore Roosevelt was born on October 27, 1858, in New York City. His family was rich and respected. But even though he lived in a big house with comfort, his health was very poor. He had severe asthma. At night, he struggled to breathe. Sometimes, his father had to hold him near an open window so he could get fresh air. Many people thought he would grow up weak and quiet. But Theodore's father believed in him. One day, his father gave him powerful advice. He said, "You have the mind, but you do not have the body. You must build your body." Those words changed young Theodore's life. He decided he would not remain weak. He began to exercise every day. He lifted weights. He boxed. He trained his body with discipline and pain. Slowly, he became stronger. As a teenager, Theodore loved reading books. He was curious about animals, nature, and history. He studied hard and later entered Harvard University. At Harvard, he continued to exercise and grow stronger. But life was not always kind to him. In 1884, on the same day, his wife and his mother both died. This was one of the darkest days of his life. He was heartbroken. He wrote in his diary only one sentence: "The light has gone out of my life." Many people would have given up. But Theodore chose a different path. He left New York and moved to the Wild West, to a place called the Dakota Territory. There, he became a rancher. He rode horses, worked with cowboys, and lived in the open land. The hard life of the West made him even stronger, both in body and in mind. After some years, he returned to politics. He believed the government should be honest and fair. At that time, many politicians were corrupt. They took money for selfish reasons. Theodore did not like that. He fought against corruption with strong energy. In 1898, when the Spanish-American War began, Theodore made a bold decision. He left his government job and joined the army. He helped create a group called the Rough Riders. They were volunteer soldiers, cowboys, athletes, and brave young men. Theodore led them in Cuba during the war. One famous battle happened at San Juan Hill. Theodore rode his horse forward under enemy fire. He showed no fear. His bravery made him a national hero. Newspapers wrote about him. People admired his courage. Because of his popularity, he was elected governor of New York. Later, he became vice president of the United States. In 1901, something shocking happened. President William McKinley was assassinated. Suddenly, at the age of 42, Theodore Roosevelt became president. He was the youngest president in American history. As president, he was full of energy. He worked hard every day. He believed the government should protect ordinary people, not just rich companies. At that time, large businesses called trusts controlled many industries. Some of them were unfair and too powerful. Theodore decided to fight them. People called him a trust buster. He also cared deeply about nature. He loved forests, rivers, and wildlife. He believed America must protect its natural beauty. During his presidency, he created national parks, forests, and protected lands. Because of him, millions of acres of land were saved. Today, Americans still enjoy these beautiful places. Theodore believed in what he called the square deal. This meant fairness for workers, consumers, and businesses. He wanted balance. He did not hate big companies, but he wanted them to act honestly. He was also active in world politics. He helped end the war between Russia and Japan in 1905. For this, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. He was the first American president to receive this award. He believed America should speak softly but carry a big stick. This meant being calm but strong at the same time. After serving 2 terms, he decided not to run again in 1908, but he did not retire quietly. He went on an African safari. Later, he explored dangerous rivers in South America. Even after leaving the presidency, he continued to seek adventure. In 1912, he tried to become president again. He created a new political party called the Progressive Party. During the campaign, something dramatic happened. He was shot in the chest by a man in the crowd. The bullet entered his body, but it did not kill him. Do you know what he did next? Instead of going immediately to the hospital, Theodore gave his speech first. He spoke for almost 90 minutes with a bullet inside his chest. He began by saying, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." This sentence became famous. Although he did not win the election, his courage amazed the nation once again. In his later years, Theodore continued writing books and giving speeches. He wrote about history, politics, and adventure. He believed in living what he called the strenuous life. This meant working hard, facing challenges, and never choosing the easy path. Theodore Roosevelt died in 1919 at the age of 60. When news of his death spread, many Americans felt deep sadness. Even his political enemies respected him. He had lived with passion, courage, and bold action. Today, historians often rank him as one of the greatest presidents in American history. His face is carved on Mount Rushmore, beside other famous leaders. This shows how important he was to the nation. But what can we learn from his life? First, weakness at the beginning does not mean weakness forever. Theodore was a sick child, but he built his strength step by step. Second, pain does not have to destroy you. When he lost his wife and mother on the same day, he could have stopped trying. Instead, he rebuilt his life. Third, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. Whether in war, politics, or even after being shot, Theodore acted boldly. Finally, he teaches us to live fully, to work hard, to protect what is good, to fight for fairness, and to never be lazy in spirit. His life was not perfect. He made mistakes. Some of his decisions are still debated today. But no one can deny his energy and determination. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Do what you can, with what you have, where you are." This simple sentence carries deep meaning. You do not need perfect conditions to begin. You begin now. As English learners, you can also follow this idea. Do what you can with the English you know today. Practice daily. Read. Listen. Speak. Slowly, you will become stronger, just like Theodore built his body and his confidence. The story of Theodore Roosevelt is not only American history, it is a human story, a story of growth, pain, courage, and action. From a weak boy struggling to breathe, to a cowboy in the Wild West, to a war hero, to the youngest president of the United States, to a man who gave a speech with a bullet in his chest. This is why many people call him the boldest U.S. president. And now, after hearing his story, ask yourself, what weakness can you turn into strength? What fear can you face? What action can you take today? Thank you for learning English through this powerful story. Keep practicing, keep growing. And remember, greatness often begins in weakness.